So what's up everybody, this is going to be my Black Clover 353 predictions. I know it's been a while since I did this, but I am going back to the game. I gotta get back into habit, and I'm glad that we're getting like Black Clover weekly, because it's been kind of difficult, you know, not doing this weekly, not doing the prediction videos and then doing the spoilers, but also try doing the theories videos as well. Bear with me. However, this chapter, I think Black Clover 353 is going to be focused on Heath, also the aftermath after defeating the 5-headed dragon, plus these 3 paladins. From what we know, Asta defeated 2 paladins. Heath apparently got defeated by 𝙲𝚑𝚙𝚎𝚑, but we're not entirely sure if Heath can heal himself, and he probably can because he is connected to Lucius, and Lucius can do whatever he wants basically to the human body, so we'll see what happens. Alright, so let's get into my Black Clover 353 predictions. First of all, if you like anime, manga reviews, discussion, spoilers, and theories, definitely hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, so you should hit me with some false copyright tracks. So let's get this channel back to 5,000. I appreciate all the support you guys have given me so far. I heard that my channel has been shadow banned, but that's not going to stop me from continuing pushing out videos. So Black Clover 353, I'm guessing, in my opinion, this is going to be the chapter before the break. So we're probably going to get a pretty big cliffhanger this chapter. I'm just telling you guys this because the fact that we've been getting back-to-back chapters, plus chapter 352 was 13 pages, which leads me to believe that this chapter is probably going to end up being short, and it's probably going to end up being the chapter before a break. So it's going to end on a huge cliffhanger. What I believe is that it's going to focus on the aftermath after defeating the dragon and also the 3 paladins. So we're going to be sure that at least 2 of the paladins that were defeated are going to stay down, which is the 𝚲𝚙𝚎𝚑𝚝 and also Sister Lily. The only issue is that Heath is still around. We're not entirely sure what happened to Heath. We know that he got defeated, but he got defeated way too easily for him to be out and down. In my opinion, Heath is going to come back, and he's going to come back with vengeance, because it doesn't make sense to bring back a character that a lot of us forgot only to get defeated so quickly. In my opinion, 𝚲𝚘𝚎 is going to make Heath come back, or at least get regenerated, because from what we know, the only way to stop the paladins is with Asta's anti-magic, not defeating it in battle by magical power. It has to be anti-magic. With that being said, because he was defeated by Yasuo's iron power, in my opinion, Heath will come up and he'll probably do a snake attack, but because Ryu has the magical eye power, he's gonna obviously figure out what's gonna happen. So most likely Ryu is gonna see that Heath will come back up, and then he'll find a way to run away. One thing that I question, if he finds out a way to run away even with Ryu's magical eye power, that's concrete evidence that Ryu's eye has some limitations. I said this in my Black Clover 352 and 351 review, that I think Ryu's eye has some limitation. The reason why I say that is because he wasn't able to predict how badly wounded the Ryu 7 with the Oni mask was. So Ichigo had to step in line and do what the electricity Oni mask Ryu 7 couldn't do because of his injuries. So that means to tell me that Ryu's magical eye has some flaws and some limitation. Maybe he's not able to see the small details, and because Heath is technically an irrelevant character, just to be real, him going back to Lucius isn't really going to change much, but it would be an interesting conversation to at least have in this chapter, to at least have a facial, a cameo, or maybe one panel of Lucius realizing that something's up. Why isn't Sister Lily, why isn't Heath and the beast magic paladin not responding, or the contact has been lost? Why are they taking so much time in the Land of the Rising Sun? And I would really like to see that, because we need to have an update as to what's going on with the people in the Clover Kingdom. Like I've been saying this multiple times before, we have no idea what's going on with them. Like, they're just over there. We need to get an update with them, because we don't know what their plan is in terms of the captains. Are they just gonna bend over and just watch the world end, or are we going to get a peek as to what their plan is? And I think because technically 3 days passed, because Asta supposedly was out for more than 1 day, which makes sense because it took time for him to heal. I wouldn't be surprised if we get like a recap, or it goes like a back in time to kind of show what the captains of the Clover Kingdom, and also maybe what's going on in the Spade Kingdom and maybe the Diamond Kingdom, and give us an update with them, because we need to know what's going on in that continent. We need to know what's their plan, because obviously Lucius is on that continent somewhere. He's probably somewhere in deep underground, probably in some weird ritual or weird mythological thing, but he's most likely going to be in a certain place on that continent. He's not going to be in the Land of the Rising Sun. Maybe there's another continent to the north, because we did see that there's like another continent, another landmass passing the Spade Kingdom, but it'll be very interesting to see what exactly is going on with that group of characters, because this would be a great time to jump to another cast of characters, another scenery, because we're most likely going to have half of the chapter at least as to an aftermath after what happened with the dragon. If 𝚤𝚙𝚅 decides to keep Heath on the ground, or if Heath decides to escape this chapter, I definitely see the first half or the majority of the chapter focusing on what Asta and the Ryu 7 just accomplished. So obviously they're going to get some celebration. People are going to be happy that they think the land of the rising sun has been saved. So far, we don't know if Lucius is going to retaliate, but for right now, they have saved the day. Of course, Ryu will probably know when Lucius is going to attack. However, after that, it'll be very interesting to see that the land of the rising sun, the citizens, knowing that Asta is a person from the outside, I hope they actually are able to accept him and allow him into society, seeing what he did for the land of the rising sun. He basically just saved them, even though the problem came because of him. Hopefully Ryu explains to the citizens as to what exactly is Asta in this chapter, or at least we get like a little glimpse of that. But the beginning of this chapter is definitely going to be the celebration. Obviously they're going to praise Ryu as the shogun. I'm pretty sure they're going to have a dialogue, and then somehow, some way, Heath come back into the picture. He gets up, decides to escape, or maybe he plays possum, and then when they're moving forward, he does an escape route. But if Heath is defeated here, if I'm not mistaken, Heath may have died at the beginning of the series. If Asta does an anti-magic and Heath actually survived, there's a possibility that Lucius's godlike power will bring a lot more characters that we thought were dead alive, and only that, they might end up staying alive. That in itself, as an author, especially in the shonen genre, or just as an author in general, that's walking a thin line, because if you start bringing characters that were established dead and they stay alive, that's going to be a big issue. So this chapter itself could be very important in terms of what is the outcome if Asta does do an anti-magic to basically stop the connection between Lucius and his paladins. With that being said, Heath could very well just escape, and that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. He's most likely going to escape, but then again, I'm not 𝚤𝚅. To me, it just wouldn't make sense as a story to bring back Heath and not have him do something more significant, you know, because this is a villain from like the very beginning of the series, and we know how shonen mangas creators are when they are going to the final arc. They like bringing villains from all over the story. Bringing back Heath and just taking him out so quickly, it doesn't sit well, especially the way he got taken out. He got defeated by magic, and not just like, you know, magic that is like sacred or like arcane, just a normal, for what we know, mage. Because Yosoga is strong, but we don't know if he's arcane stage, if he's saint stage. I doubt he's saint stage, and I doubt he's arcane stage, but he could be arcane stage. We don't know how it is in Land of the Rising Sun. He could have some Oni power to him, which can make him arcane, or he could have some type of saint stage we're not aware about because of his iron magic. When he put himself into iron, it kind of looked like a Buddhist deity. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's some connection to saint stage or arcane stage, because remember that Yami, we know exactly what's going on with Yami, why Yami has some affiliation with the other world. Is because basically where he grew up, the fish were contaminated by the underworld, and he used to eat that. I'm pretty sure that affected his magic, and that affected him, so that's why he's arcane stage. It could be in Yosoga's island they have some connection or some affiliation with divinity, so that means that he might be connected to saint stage or even arcane stage. We don't know, just that we know that Ryu and Yosoga were rivals. But it would be very cool if Ryu, who his family's island is contaminated by this connection to the underworld, and the Yosoga, who is Ryu's like counterpart, their family's island is connected to like the spirit world or the heaven of Black Clover. That'd be cool. So we'll see what happens. We'll see where this chapter goes, but just know this chapter is going to have some importance. That's basically all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think Black Clover 353 is going to be about. Let me know if you think we're going to focus on Heath. Do you think that they're going to have a celebration after they defeated the five-headed dragon? Do you think that it's possible that Asta will be welcomed by the locals, or do you think that the locals are still going to treat him with mysterious and blame the five-headed dragon and the paladins on him? I mean, he is the reason why they came, but maybe Ryu will try to smooth things out. Do you think Yosoga might have a connection to saint stage or divinity from his island? All right, like if you like the video, comment, subscribe, and I'm out of here.